what's up? Good? Tuesday, March 12th. Brought to you by DraftKings. Pick Central, brought to you by DraftKings. The thrill and excitement of March Mania is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbooks apps, is giving new customers a shot to turn $5 into $150 instantly in bonus bets with any college basketball bet. That's right. To celebrate college basketball's most frenzied time of year, DraftKings is giving new customers a shot to rack up some bonus bets. You got championship games tonight. You got semifinal games tonight. You got all the big ones kind of setting up starting tonight. ACC, Big Ten tomorrow. Big Ten tomorrow. You got a million different things going on. So check that out at DraftKings. And DraftKings is now live in North Carolina, the Tar Heel State, I believe, or the Blue Devil State, or the Wolfpack State, or the Demon Dinkin State, whichever way you want to go. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. New customers can bet $5 to bet $5 to get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code PICKCENTRAL. The crown is yours. Full boat today. Marty, Ev, Clemmer, and Smitty. What'd you say?
Laundry day?
Why is that a laundry day?
Just asking.
Okay,
It's a good shirt. It's a good shirt. Be nice. It's a good polo.
Oh,
it's a good polo.
I think Rico looks sharp.
He looks good. That was uncalled for.
It's like a laundry day for you, Marty.
Yeah.
Look like a homeless person. The fuck are you giving fashion? Oh, yeah, you make fun
It's
of
a
me.
good shirt.
Tie your shoes, Clemmer.
Should have worn my new. I forgot. I don't know why did I wear my old shoes today.
Rico, no sarcasm. No sarcasm. I came in today. What was one of the first things I said to you?
It's a Peter Millar, by the way. No free ads, but it's a nice shirt.
No, it had nothing to do with the shirt.
Sweatpants?
Just I'm just asking. It was not a compliment. It wasn't a dig.
Bullshit.
It was-
Fuck you, Marty. Such a douche. Really is.
It's what he does. It's a trigger. What? We can't. What? Busting balls in this office all of a sudden becomes upsetting to people.
It does.
I missed this. I
Yeah, exactly.
haven't been here in a couple
we
weeks.
haven't
I
had
missed
5
the music.
people on the
This is
show.
fun.
We haven't had 5 people on the show in a long time. Get the boys going.
I'll admit, is it laundry day? Instant headphone throw? Pretty funny.
Funny.
Took a 30. I'm back.
Yeah, he's back. It's fun to see. I like when Rico gets excited. It's March.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good time of the year. You lose a championship game, you got another championship
You have
game
so many
tonight.
more left.
I'm just
He's got
championship
every
guy.
shirt for it.
Yeah, I get free checked bags now. I'm going to check my bag this week.
Oh, you moved up in the world?
Oh, wow.
I did move up. Wait till you see all the
Nice.
gear. This week is going to be just rotating gear. So,
Believe me, I know. I can't wait to see it.
anything notable happened in the NFL yesterday, or you just want
Well,
to brush over
Sweat is getting traded from the Eagles, so that's good.
that? Sweat?
Yeah, that was planned. Sweat or Hassan Reddick.
Sweat, like
That's what happens when you get Bryce Huff. Very talented double sack monster from the Jets. Is he talented enough to be the highest paid undrafted free agent of all time? That's not a quarterback. Who's to say? But
Probably not, but I really do like the player.
He's
We were
a-
just
he's
talking
a
about
very
before,
fine young player.
He's really.
But yes, Josh Sweat, also another double sack demon. Hate to see him go, but if he goes, was it something announced?
he like said, "I'll miss you guys" or whatever.
Okay,
He
yeah.
put it out.
I mean that was expected. Him or Reddick were probably.
And Jameis is going to the Browns.
That's awesome.
It was we were a little excited.
We were getting a little giddy. There
What is
was
going
there
on
was
with
rumors
the
the Giants were looking at him.
Oh man, Jameis goes to the Knicks, baby. Meek.
Yeah, we're cooking.
Meek's
baby.
insta.
Need some of that winning
Insta
mentality in there.
It's Wiseman.
I was hoping he beat
but-
the Jets back.
but
So we got your leftovers, Tyrod
All right,
Taylor.
I mean, well, you guys learned your lesson
backup.
last year.
Yeah,
You know,
well, kind of. I was hoping to get a little better back. No, Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor is one of the better backups.
He used to
Still
be.
should have had Mike.
I mean,
White.
last year he was
Mike
pretty
White
solid.
is your backup.
Played.
Mike White should be the backup.
Mike White's in Miami.
gone for 3 years.
You guys, and also you guys are just
like a year.
discounting.
White should have been the backup.
You guys are just
fair.
discounting
I
Tommy
guess.
Cutlets like that. Like, what is he just?
Yeah.
No, I was
me
more
now?
me and Joey Langone were
You got a third guy.
just a quarterback room of Daniel Jones, Tommy DeVito, and Jameis Winston would have maybe been the funniest trio in the history of the NFL.
I'd watch that show.
And
What are they
in a
calling
team that I know is not going to Super Bowl, I was here for that.
Yeah.
And I love Jameis since college, so I was here for him being a Giant. I would have welcomed that.
You guys are ecstatic about the Giants' moves.
Best free agent.
I like ecstatic is strong. I like what they're doing. I think they're going
think
back
you're
to like
wrong,
their
man.
old winning ways. I said I like what they're
No,
doing.
ecstatic you should be.
Well, let's I want to see it on the field.
Your
before I
number
say
2 overall
ecstatic.
pick. Just walk to a division rival. That's it. That's
anyone-
ecstasy
Yeah,
right
I mean,
there.
but that
For
was
anyone,
but
for
I
anyone
mean,
who doesn't know, Saquon Barkley signs with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I did not know that.
6 years we had him. What else? Like, it sucks seeing him go to you. Like, I already knew he was gone, right? I was hoping he went to the Texans so I don't have to see him. But yeah, does it suck he's going to the Eagles? It fucking killed. They paid him a ton. Good for him. I think that we got everything out of him. We're not going to be that much different of a team with him on our
Well, you guys were kind of better with who was your backup running back?
We've had a few over the
Yeah.
years.
Backup running backs had days for the Giants.
And like we don't need to pay him. We need to pay other positions, and that's where like I think both teams won there. I think that we need to get rid of him, and you guys, that's huge for you.
Yeah, but to get rid of him for nothing sucks. If we were bad last year at that point,
We should trade him when we
maybe
were 2-6.
trade him for a rental. If you knew in the plans that you didn't think you wanted to pay him, trade him at the deadline.
Also, you guys got Devin
Get a
Singletary.
rental.
You're good.
Get a rental.
Singletary's not bad.
He also was
Not
really-
bad.
you're good.
He's a decent
good.
like
Yeah.
starting back.
And you told me before the show, Marty, you guys like to take care of players in positions that actually matter. So like unlike running back or quarterback or wide receiver, you guys are taking care of what
No
needs.
running back doesn't matter.
The quarterback doesn't matter.
You guys are all set with the
wide
quarterback,
receiver
though.
doesn't. You guys have
back
complained.
matter.
You
Does
guys
running back matter?
You guys complained for 5 years about having nobody to throw to, and you still have nobody to throw.
Well,
to.
we're gonna draft one or have.
we have the
somebody.
6th overall
we have
pick, like,
so
they're-
many
And this is
the
year
best-
6.
What do you mean?
What do you mean this?
I mean, you guys have had shitty wide receivers.
You guys talk about you're just nobody
acting
to
like
throw
we've been
to.
saying they're good. Like, what do you? Of course.
No, I'm not. No,
No.
you guys.
I mean, we
it's
had-
not as long as I've been here. You
6
haven't.
years.
No.
We've had Odell Beckham during that time. We've had like player.
Go.
What?
It's forever.
Longer
I'm,
ago.
I'm just saying we have
That's
the
the
6th
stuff
overall.
like-
It always
We have the
felt
6th
like
overall pick in a draft that's just rich with wide receivers.
It sounds like the Patriots taking a quarterback too.
And
That will move
I
that, you know
feel
what I mean?
very
Like,
I
that
feel
helps you
very
guys.
good about as long as they take a Dunze or Neighbors 6. I feel very good about that. I think Wendell Robinson's good, and I think you build from there. I think that's the point. Obviously we need a quarterback at some point, but you have it'd be nice to hopefully. I mean, I don't think next year is going to go great.
Okay,
I would assume.
that's pretty fair.
I would
know
assume
if
next
it's
year.
gonna go- I think it's fine.
It's weird
That's
because
fine.
it's weird because I think the defense
Like a
is
little
good enough
less
to be
than
like
500.
bad.
I don't think it's going to be like I don't think
better
we're going to be
than
the worst team in the league. The defense is going to be almost like too good. The defense is going to be like pretty good. I think.
You have a
I don't think we're going to be the worst team in the league. Here you go, F.
Dude, if we have a bad
What are we?
He's being honest.
Like what are we?
bad
What are we?
quarterback
What are we
you're
doing
honest.
here?
we have a bad quarterback.
You guys fell off a cliff last year.
Yeah, we sucked. And you want to know what? These moves that the Eagles are making reek of desperation. And you don't know what? I'm fine with it because you're either going to get all the way back or you're going to sink the ship. And I'm fine with that at this point. The Saquon Barkley signing, sure, why not? You paid him a dick ton of money in a position that is so easily replaceable with good talent for cheap that if you're going to get a toy, might as well get the shiniest toy possible. Go get him, Howie. But you know what? Behind the Giants' offensive line, with that quarterback, not so great. With the Eagles' offensive line and this offensive system, you might be
just
seeing
lost your
CMC
anchor.
numbers.
Well, no, that's
If he's healthy.
Your anchor of your offensive line, though.
Smitty, I have breaking news for
Lane
you.
Johnson.
Oh, no, were you talking about Landon Dickinson signing for
Lane Johnson?
Yeah, or Lane Johnson, or
Oh, it's Kelsey.
we lost Kelsey, but we also have Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickinson. It's not going to be that much of a blowback.
I was going to say what you said, Smitty. I mean, he's been when he's been healthy, he's been very productive
I missed Rico.
with a horrific offensive line. Like with the Eagles' offensive line, if he's healthy, he's going to go
His
ballistic.
quarterback's not great, so it's fine.
The quarterback was leading MVP getter halfway through the season.
Oh, that's good for you.
Yeah, good for
See,
you.
that's what I'm saying, good for
Yeah. Guess what, Marty? Look up the top 2 quarterbacks who had the highest QBR in the last 10 Super Bowls. Do you know who they are?
It's not an 8-game season anymore.
Do you know who they are? Do they?
19.
No. Do you know who they are?
That's such a stupid like.
Your quarterback playing well in the Super Bowl. That's such a stupid fucking take.
Listen,
Nick
what-
Foles and
the
Jalen Hurts both had the
Bowl.
top 2 quarterback games
Listen,
in Super
then
Bowl.
Go
in the past.
sign Trent Dilfer. Like what? That doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense. Who gives a
nothing
fuck?
with quarterback?
He's saying that the Eagles don't have a quarterback.
He did not play well.
He did
last
play
year.
well.
No,
He did play well.
No, he did not. He did not play well.
Okay. He's a leading MVP candidate halfway through the season.
Yeah, it's not 1934, Smitty. They're not
There's
8-game
more
seasons
games.
anymore.
Nine more
Thank you,
games.
Clemmer. Thank you.
Like there's that doesn't. I mean, I think there's a middle ground.
The Eagles collapsed. Anybody with a fucking eyeballs and a brain can see that. The worst collapse possibly in Philadelphia sports history was not all on the quarterback, if any, on the quarterback. That defense let 12 straight touchdown drives at one point to the 49ers.
Yeah, that's what everyone does, though. Everyone.
But Daniel Jones is not Jalen
Daniel
Hurts.
Jones
Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback. He earned
I'm
that.
just saying, when your quarterback has two of the best fucking weapons on any offense, he wasn't performing well. That is a fact. When it came down to it, he did not perform.
Is he a franchise quarterback? I mean, is he a franchise? Marty, is Jalen Hurts a franchise quarterback? Oh, no, you just called him bad. I'm just asking you a question.
I didn't call him bad. I say he played bad last year.
Is Jalen Hurts a franchise?
What are you talking about? I say he played bad.
I asked you a question. Is Jalen Hurts a franchise quarterback?
I think this year's a big year.
Is Jalen Hurts a franchise quarterback?
Yes, bro.
Okay.
Last year, you're saying like it wasn't all on him. That's a cop-out. A lot of it was on him.
Smitty went Ace Rothstein when he's like, at least was I at that dinner? Was I at that dinner? At least give me that.
You think he played
I at the dinner
last year? Like he played good for 8 games? Like good for him. Like what the fuck is that? What?
At least give me that.
You're splitting hairs.
Was he at
We're
the dinner?
splitting hairs.
Splitting hairs. I asked you if he's a franchise quarterback. Oh, for no. He played the Super Bowl 2 years ago and dominated. He's a franchise fucking quarterback.
For some reason, I didn't see this coming, and I should have.
The Smitty meltdown?
Not even. I just didn't. I didn't the contention because I like Saquon, and I understand why the game going to the Eagles. Like I knew we weren't going to pay him. I knew, especially once I saw Swift get like $8 million a year. I was like, okay, Saquon's going to get 10 plus. Giants aren't going to do that. It's going to be kind of the Giants' excuse to like not make an offer, be like, hey, it was so much money. We have so many other needs. It's running back, so I get it. Obviously, it stings him going to the Eagles because I think he's going to do really well there, interdivision rival. I hate that, but I get it. I was more mad about McKinney, who I think is like a young stud, very versatile safety. People were saying, oh, like don't pay a safety, but to me, he's a different safety. He plays both. He can play both positions. He can legitimately cover in numerous ways. He's 24 years old. He has a lot, like I think he has a lot going for him moving forward. So when the Packers signed him, I was like, what are we doing? Then we signed John Runyon from the Packers at guard, who's like a very good guard, reliable as well, like young. We signed the tackle from the Raiders who had like a good year last year, and both on like very like solid, like 3 years, $30 million, and like 2 years, like $14 million. So like solid, like kind of like bargain deals for like not like elite starters, but like solid, good, reliable starting offensive linemen who we really have not had at all besides Andrew Thomas, and even he was hurt like a lot of last year. But
your offensive line was a mess last year.
But he's an elite left tackle, healthy. We paid him; he deserved it. But we invested all the money in Burns, which I'm happy about because now we have Thibodeau, who's like a young up and coming star defensive end. We have Dexter Lawrence, who's probably maybe the best interior defensive lineman in the game. People say Chris Jones, Donald, but he's like as a nose tackle, he's like as disruptive as it gets. And then having Burns now on like the other side, they're all like 26 and younger. They're all like just very good, talented pass rushers and just D linemen. So I like that we're investing in like those spots and trying to build from there. Like obviously we need quarterback, we need like receivers. Jones is not the guy. But I think we're building foundational pieces to help those guys, whoever those guys become, whether it's Rome Odunze or Malik Neighbors, I don't know what the quarterback, I have no idea who the quarterback's going to be in the future, but I don't think they're on the Giants roster right now.
Is it real?
Whatever happens, I think they're like whoever we draft will be better off for making these moves right now.
What do you think realistically the Giants are going to hold people to on defense? 21 points a game?
The defense should be solid. I mean, the three.
Good.
O'Keefe's a really good linebacker. Like with that D line, like we have some good pieces there. Like I think the defense should be solid.
Our front line.
Now that's 21 points, like traditionally. All right, the offense gets a couple of drives, punts. They got to go 80 on you. You hold them. They punt back. What that doesn't account for is the fact of the Giants potentially getting the ball in the 25 in the third quarter down 10-3. And being like, all right, we need one drive, and he throws a pick in our own territory because we have such a bad quarterback.
But I think these moves,
or going
for sure,
going
these
3 and
moves
out,
are
and they get the ball on the front side. Like
these are like long-term moves, not like
need,
for like one. These are long-term moves.
You don't even need a lights-out offense. You
what
need
quarterback
like a formidable
would you want,
offense.
Like yesterday, besides Kirk Cousins, which I think, God bless.
We obviously weren't going to do that.
Like we're not going to get him. Who would you want yesterday? You know, like we can't just snap our fingers and get somebody.
We're looking. It's bridge guy till next year. You get
I think what we had our options yesterday. What we had, we did. We fleeced the Panthers. Like they should have traded him for like a first-round pick like last year.
I wouldn't have hated Minshew if you knew.
Raiders overpaid. I feel.
If you were going to get Russell Wilson for $1 million,
No.
I don't hate.
You think they overpaid for Minshew? Well, two that one. the cap has went up so much that I think people nowadays, they just see these like big numbers and they're like, oh, like overpaid. Everyone's getting more money. That's the way like salary cap is. We're seeing guards.
You already have to pay Garoppolo.
We saw multiple guards yesterday get $20+ million a year. The market has just changed.
Market's crazy, right?
Quarterbacks are getting. We're talking about like Daniel Jones getting the $40 million. Like Dak Prescott's getting 60.
When you do the pie chart of how much of my cap is going to quarterbacks for the Raiders team that has a lot of other holes, it's like fuck.
Well, they only paid him. It was like 2 years, like with $15 million guaranteed. That's not crazy.
No, it's not super crazy, but
he
you tack that into the Garoppolo.
But
everything else is actually.
Garoppolo, I get like
Can you make
Garoppolo too is like a dead. Like he's gone. Like that's all you got to get. Like that's just got to be like you can't not pay like this guy. Like give a decent like.
Is Minshew that much better than O'Connell, where you could have maybe used those funds to go elsewhere?
I think he's significantly better.
You could see though, like they're gonna obviously battle it out. I don't think they paid him that much.
And it's only 2 years.
25. 2 years, 25.
2 years, 25.
Yeah.
I think that's very like for a guy that showed he can like. Listen, you don't want him to be your starter. Like I love Gardner Minshew. You don't want him to be your starter like long term. But he's a legit, like he showed last year, he can be like a legitimate, like an okay starter.
Yeah.
I was on a winning team.
On a team almost made the playoffs.
It's like
Honestly,
he's
the Raiders,
not horrible.
The Raiders' whole is the quarter. Like they have one of the best receivers. They have a great defense. Like I don't know. I think
I could also see them drafting a young one in in the first round this year.
Yeah.
And then Minshew's kind of like the bridge guy for this guy. I think they're not in the spot to take one of the top 3. There's someone who I could see taking like a McCarthy or like I don't like Bo Nix, but a Bo Nix or like Penix. I like Penix. It would be like a Penix, one of those guys. Or maybe they take another guy in like the second round or something. Like they took O'Connell in the 4th. Maybe they go that route and just kind of see what they have there. I think like them signing Christian Wilkins, talk about D-line. Their D-line is going to be insane. Him and Max Crosby in the same defensive line is nuts.
If there's
and Antonio Pierce, their defense should be really good. They're kind of in a sort of like a similar-ish spot probably we're in, to be honest. Where we're both like, I think we have some good pieces, but we clearly just don't have the quarterback in the future. But I think Minshew for them is I think that's about as good of a stopgap as you can get.
Would you have wanted the Giants to go get Minshew? But you already have Daniel Jones, so
probably not, because I think the difference between us is I know you said Garoppolo, but we like paid a guy. He's going to be gone after this year, but they don't have like as much tied into it as we do, so they could go give somebody $15 million for 2 years, or if he actually plays $25 million for 2 years. But even look at like the backups now, like Sam Darnold's got a year $10 million.
Yeah.
If he got a year $10 million, Gardner Minshew to me is much better than him.
Arnold has more.
Darnold's
is way more up. Like, you know Minshew's ceiling. You don't know,
but it's
Darnold.
But his floor is way lower.
Way lower.
Like
Darnold's floor is
you got
way
to
lower.
give Darnold a second though. He did play for like again the Panthers, who was the worst team.
Jets, who
were the worst team. Like Baker showed how he went to the Bucs and the Panthers and that one thing and how.
But Minshew kind of did the same but better. Where like the Jags, he was bad, but then like a few games started for the Eagles, he was good. Like the Colts.
Nah, he wasn't though.
I think what's
they won games when how many games did he start?
He probably started 4 or 5, and he looked not great in a lot of them.
I think
as a starter.
I know he won at least that one.
I know what you're getting.
But
I think you just know what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. Like I like Minshew as a back. There's no better backup like in the game than Minshew coming.
Probably like the best backup.
He'll give you a chance to win, but for starting over a 17-game season, like it's good for the Raiders right now. It's good for the Raiders, but they shouldn't be expecting to win a Super Bowl.
1-3 with the Eagles. By the way, 15-22 lifetime. Now.
He was on that horrendous Jags team that was bad.
6-6 first year, 1-7.
And that wasn't the Eagles last year. That was the Eagles team that went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. There's something that we can all agree on is that Jerry Jones came out before the offseason being like, this is going to be like a legendary haul for the Cowboys and being like, this is our year to make a splash. They didn't make one move.
They lost their center. They lost their starting center. They lost their starting running back.
Move. They're probably going to get, if I had to guess, Derrick Henry, but that's not something where it's like,
I don't know, man. I'm seeing reports. Ravens and Texans.
Could be Ravens, too.
And Texans, I guess.
Like the
high.
Cowboys,
could use
there's a clip of Jerry Jones saying, like, this is going to be like, we're going all in. They didn't make one move.
Where do you think the Cowboys are in terms of Super Bowl odds right now? Team. I'll tell you where they are team-wise.
I would guess down the list probably
like 6th.
I was going to say like 8.
Really? You guys thought it would be that high?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, right?
10?
They're 9th. But by that rationale, like they lost everybody. to
Oh,
me.
they
You
they
still
lost
piece
their-
Oh,
of
they're
shit.
re-signing the long snapper.
Yeah. Long
Well, they
snap.
just lost. They lost Pollard and they lost the center.
The center, and they lost somebody on defense too.
Like they still have one of the best receivers, and Dak's not.
Also, a DN. I
Dak's-
think
Dak's
maybe the
a-
Lions.
Dak's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Good quarterback. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't.
No, it's funny.
I
They're
guess
going to
you
be
have to.
what they are.
They're gonna
It
do
is-
exactly what
They're
they
exactly the same.
It is a weak
Yeah,
NFC.
this is
but
what he said.
Yeah, it is a weak NFC, but yeah, I mean it's.
Oh, and like I said, they're gonna have to give Dak Prescott a disgusting amount of money soon, which is gonna be like a. They're gonna have
Didn't
to.
already get a disgusting amount of money.
Well, he
Yeah.
got one, but now he's approaching like the next contract.
yeah, with the
Oh,
new
really?
salary
It's a
cap.
while ago now. Like now, he's coming up soon again. And now he said Daniel Jones stinks and he got 40. Derek Carr got 35, 40. Geno Smith got that. Like he's gonna want an insane amount of money,
That's the team.
and probably rightfully so.
Didn't
He's
do
much better than all those
The
guys.
Saints didn't.
Yeah, but if he doesn't win with the
You're
Cow,
wrong,
like, wouldn't you just let him walk and?
Dude, I listen. I'm a Dak Prescott hater. I think no one folds like wet tissue when it matters most more than Dak Prescott.
He's
But
very
he
good at
also is like
special
very
teams.
good. So you're in this very like weird space with him where he's not like elite, but he's
But his
also
best
like
years- his
he's
best
really
years-
good.
His best years at that point would have been behind him.
I mean,
Nah, but he's also reminds me of Stafford a little bit. Like Stafford, I feel like would
But-
fold a little bit. Like
but Stafford's
Stafford's way
teams are
more
so
talented.
bad, though.
yes,
His teams are
but
horrible.
it's like that. But it's a situation where I think like with Dak, it's like if he goes to a new situation and like he wins, it wouldn't surprise me. But I wouldn't like
But
pay
he
him all
is
this
in a
money.
good situation.
I know.
Very good situation.
It's just a weird. He might be the weirdest quarterback because I'm with Ev. I don't like him, but it's the weirdest quarterback situation.
You
I think in
can't
the
get
NFL.
rid of him. If you get rid of him, you're probably not going to get much better
Yeah.
for a little
Oh,
while.
yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
start over.
You're in a spot you have to pay him, but you got to figure something. I don't get it either. It makes no sense.
They're
but you gotta
also
do it.
they're also
you got
gonna
to get a
give
better
s-
coach.
They're also gonna have to give CeeDee
That's
Lamb
probably a
in a
big
year or
thing
two a
as well,
disgusting amount of money.
If
I think
I had
that's-
to,
CeeDee Lamb's gonna want 30-40 million a year.
I think that's one of those things the Cowboys start not this year, but if they don't do anything next year, you start doing the thing of like you pick up the phone and be like, if you tell anybody you're dead, but what do you think? Because then you can get out of it. You can get a haul back, rebuild in the draft, or go get like a guy on the rise, or I don't know, maybe you fucking sell Stroud. On,
Or
like,
a-
not
but-
signing with the Texans.
Yeah, but are
And
people?
it's like, yo, how do you?
They're not letting him go.
yeah, and Rico, are people really going to give a
say-
Herschel Walker type trade for Dak?
No, not a Herschel Walker type trade, but like you would get a good pat. You telling me you wouldn't
Yeah,
get
I agree with
multiple
Rico.
first rounders? I'm just saying.
Oh no, you would for
you can't
sure.
you can't ever let that get back to Dak because it's like, how do I play quarterback now? Like now, it's
Right.
like, fuck you. But there's definitely guys and GMs and shit like that who are picking up the phone and like, hey, don't say anything, but like, what do you think? Like, if you say anything, if you leak this, you're dead. But what do you think?
And it's not a question
They-
of
they'd
first
be like,
rounder. It's how
wow,
many.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah,
they start
it could be
talking.
multiple.
Guys, I
Yeah.
have some breaking news.
Is it actual breaking news?
Yes, actual breaking news. This actually affects the league. The Bengals are trading Joe Mixon to the Texans rather than releasing
go.
him.
Wow.
There's
That takes Derrick Henry out of the.
There's the Texans running back. They need a
Yep.
running back. There it is.
So that
fit.
helps
That's
the
the
Ravens.
way to
get
go about
Henry.
it, though, with the Texans. That's a good hire.
They probably got him for like nothing.
Yeah,
That's
they're
a
probably
good
going for a
sign.
seventh.
Probably. I mean, they were about to release. They
You
said they were
guys
cutting him.
Had to say who. I'm going to take the Giants out of this, but who won yesterday? My number one is the Packers. I think they won.
Why?
I think that Josh Jacobs is a great signing. I think McKinney is a great signing. I think that they're filling the holes that they needed. Aaron Jones and Jacobs is whatever, but I think McKinney to that defense, I think and they also got somebody else that I'm forgetting. I think the Packers really got.
Yeah, I agree with you with McKinney, but the Josh Jacobs, and I know Ev's going to disagree. I think they overpaid for him for what essentially was a wash with
I don't disagree.
Aaron
I
Jones.
thought it was weird.
It was
The only thing I will say
money-wise.
though, the guaranteed money was very low, which I was surprised by. The deal is deceiving.
Can I be
Like,
honest?
you
Does
got
money
40
really fuck with you? Like I know if it's like really big, it fuck. But like, does that really bother you with your team? I don't. I'm just saying.
It does in a position of running back
Does
in a salary cap.
the
league.
money
Yeah.
bother me? Because the salary cap absolutely.
Only this
Yeah.
in baseball it doesn't.
baseball doesn't bother me.
Salary
If
Baseball
the
does.
ownership
Baseball,
spend
it
more
does,
in baseball,
yeah.
it's
Yeah, it
bullshit.
does.
But I'm saying like it's so weird because like Ev said, like the guaranteed money and they're really getting it. When can they get out? Like,
Right.
I don't know. I'm not.
Dead money and everything
I
else.
don't know how much it actually is, and then people see a number. I'm not saying you. I'm saying this. People see a number like that's too much. But I saw the number and I was like, that is too much.
It's tough because you need a GM that knows exactly what they're doing. If you have one like a Howie Roseman or a John Lynch, they can figure it out and keep having these big signings come in. But if you have a GM, like I guess the Broncos, who have no idea what the fuck they're doing, just have dead money all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. Any signing is just like, what the fuck?
There's so many ways if you're smart you can manipulate the cap, I guess, with like different language and things like
Yeah.
that. But like you said, if it goes wrong, it goes bad.
That's why-
I'm going to say the Falcons overpaid.
For Kirk?
I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
I think that's the market for like a solid.
We're
starting
talking
quarterback.
about-
Especially with the rest of that team being so young and talented,
And
like,
he's
especially on the
old
offensive
and
side.
coming off an Achilles.
I don't know
it's
how
a
much
risk. It's a risk for
It's
sure.
a risk.
but-
I know. I love Kirk
Risk.
Cousins.
There's a risk element to it.
How much does an Achilles affect a quarterback? I was thinking about this.
Dan Marino, I mean, it changed him.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, but
I think a lot.
I'm not. No comment.
What do you mean? Like, it,
Yeah, I
it made
think-
him worse. What do you mean?
How did it affect Aaron Rodgers last year?
I meant more like
We don't know.
Dan Marino, like the
But it's interesting.
Well, he could have came back, though.
I know. It's an interesting case study, though, right? Like,
Dan Marino in the '80s to like.
it was the
this-
90s, and
yeah,
it was
but
like
sports medicine and shit. Like now.
no, that's a fair point. And they even say there's different surgeries now. That's very fair. But it does affect obviously not your throwing, but your mobility does get
Yeah,
affected.
but I don't think like Kirk Cousins has never been like, wow, look at the
He's
burners on
not,
him.
but like he is like we have to at least just talk about it. Well, that's great. The
There's still a risk element to it,
quarterback.
though.
There's a risk of a guy who's coming off an injury, who's 36.
No, he's not
35.
that old.
Yeah,
Is he really?
Gonna be- when the season starts, he'll be 36.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! Oh,
You're right.
saying.
Whoa.
He was the same draft as RG3 Clemmer.
He's old.
No, I
Like-
know the time. The
like-
time goes. Man, the time goes by.
Like, I love
RG3's been out of the league for a decade.
I
He
know,
was the
but it's
same
just-
draft
I love
as
Kirk
him.
Cousins, but that's a risk where the Falcons aren't.
Remember,
just
I'm
like-
really old. The years
Yeah.
fly by.
I like it though from
Wow.
the Falcons. Like if I'm a Falcons fan, I'm happy with it.
You also
Of course
heard-
you are, because you had the worst quarterback
Falcons.
of all time.
I'm telling you right now, the Falcons are the red zone team.
Oh, they're gonna be fun as
They're
fuck
going
to
to
watch.
win red zone this year.
Like, I think
But their
they're going to
their
win
defense
red
is not
zone.
like awful.
They're gonna have a home playoff game. That division.
Yeah, but
Can you
Ev,
tell me what's the difference of the Falcons and the Vikings?
Ev, who
that
are the
they were
teams
on?
who win red zone? They're just in fucking bananas games all the times. I feel like the Falcons will be in every fucking game.
Answer
They're
me
like
that
the Lions a
But I'm
couple
saying
years.
they were in every game with like the worst quarterback ever.
Agreed. They're going
So
to
you
be
don't
a
think
lot
they're
of
going to
fun.
now all of a sudden be much better with a significant upgrade at quarterback?
Fair.
They are, but
I said
let's-
they were that team already with
Okay,
atrocious
but
quarterback.
I could see them being up a touchdown or 10 and somebody kicks a field. I see them. It's a loose claim. You're getting upset over the red zone.
I'm not getting less.
I
I'm
know
just
you're
getting fired up.
gatekeeping the red zone title. The red zone title. You can agree they're going to be exciting. The Falcons have the
mistake
red
my-
zone.
you
All right,
mistake
who
my
do you have
passion
who do
for
you have as the red zone?
Wait,
title?
let me ask you a question. What's
with
the
the Lions.
difference?
No, because the Lions' defense is really good.
They had their moments where it was
The Bills won red zone.
Yeah, Bills.
Bills, I
are-
could see
Bills
in
are
red
always-
They had a lot of defensive injuries, but they were definitely red zone team.
Who the fuck are the Vikings?
Chiefs
putting
are
their
a red
quarterback?
zone team.
No.
No, they signed Darnold as a
Defense.
bridge guy.
Oh, you're saying to not score?
No.
Whatever. What's the difference of the Vikings and the Falcons? Tell
so
me
much.
What?
I mean, the Falcons have a
Right.
better offensive line. They have better
Coach.
weapons. Yeah,
Yeah, better
Not, even,
defense.
not total weapons like
Justin
Yeah,
Jefferson.
Yeah,
Justin
Justin
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
But he's not
WR1,
even
yeah.
he's not even guaranteed to stay at this point.
No, but I'm saying what they already the team he was on, right?
The Falcons, the Vikings defense was bad. The Falcons
Falcons-
have
I would say better.
defense-
I would say better defense.
It's
better
not a
offensive line.
way better defense.
I think
I'm
it's.
saying the Falcons defense is.
I think
really
it's
good.
it's
like,
simply better because the Vikings was just like that bad.
like we're
They
saying
were
like,
awful last year.
He did have the best receiver in football. His running back, Dalvin Cook, was good in his years. Not last year.
Last year,
obviously.
yeah, not
wasn't there. But
factored.
I mean, Madison was good. Like he was
He was
really
okay.
fine.
Right.
But Dalvin
He
Cook
lost-
was one of
he
the
lost
best.
his job.
Yes.
Dalvin Cook
Dalvin
was
Cook
one
at
of the
one
best running
time
back
for him
What
was
happened
pretty
to
good.
you?
Just a reminder with
What happened to
Alexander
your guy?
Madison, 0 touchdowns
Who's my
last
guy?
season.
That fucking guy who was on the Vikings
Oh,
that you loved.
quarterback.
Oh, Jalen Rager?
No, the quarterback.
Oops.
Oh, Nate
Dobbs.
Mullins?
Josh Dobbs.
Oh, Josh Dobbs. Hey, he's feeling it out.
Where's he at?
He's feeling it out.
See,
He's playing pickup ball. He's playing pickup ball in an alley behind the stadium right now.
Scummiest-
And somebody,
Shittiest thing Smitty ever did was he says, "Oh, we should all take the Vikings to win the division."
that was such a good bet.
Hey, so we all jump on it, and then he backs out of it quietly. He never says anything.
Yeah, that
I
was
ride
bad.
this thing because I think I'm riding with him, and I end up losing money. What
I
a
didn't-
piece of shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
But
gonna shave
it was a
his
great bet.
eyebrows.
bad guy.
That wasn't a bad guy. I forgot to send something to the group text. That
Just
was
let me
bad.
know.
Yeah. I mean, you make your own decisions. Josh Dobbs looks awful after 3 weeks. I'm like,
cash
I
out.
get even money, cash out. Okay.
Tell me you're doing it, man.
It's DraftKings. You
I
can
was
cash out
riding with
money.
Smitty.
I know you're right. That was such a great bet though for like a week though.
I was so
So
excited.
I just don't think that Kirk Cousins fully just fixes the Falcons. That's all I'm saying. A lot of Falcons fans should be
That's
happy.
Rigo's point. Rigo's like, there's still a team that's going to have these wild 37-34 games.
Yeah, like they're gonna be fun. Like
Oh,
I'm in
the
on
biggest.
Bro, always fun.
And they're gonna have a home playoff game. That's
Look,
I
look.
hope he makes Kyle Pitts good too.
Yeah, the biggest problem for the Falcons, two things.
That was
Kirk Cousins' Achilles comeback, being old, and don't forget their head coach wasn't that great with the Bucks.
They're like 1 for 6 by people acknowledging you.
That was fucking.
That was horrible.
They're
Rico.
tied with the Jets to win the Super Bowl. I mean, their odds jumped
I like
up
that.
a
Jets
lot.
25
So
1.
I actually had this exercise.
Dude,
and it's
Rams 35.
super early. But off of those odds on DraftKings, how many teams can you see winning a Super Bowl?
I love this.
It's
I
I said it to Smitty. Yeah,
I love
it's
this.
just a little early.
Bring
It's
it
like-
up. Bring it
back
up.
up.
And I said the opposite. What teams have zero chance?
I think a ton. All right, the first.
I don't know about that.
Really?
Not as many as I would think.
So the top 6, yes.
Can you see the Lions winning? I guess so. They went to the NFC
Yeah, I
Championship.
mean, they were
there,
close.
right?
I mean,
I have the top 6. I have the Packers, Dolphins, and Rams as a flyer, and that's it.
I think
Oh, yeah.
Jets.
I think
Jets
everything,
have a
everything the
shot.
Dolphins.
Aaron
lost,
Rodgers.
No.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I think the Rams,
through who
Jags,
you
and Browns all have a chance.
Why is that crazy?
Because you still have to run through that gauntlet of the AFC. I don't think even he wins 3 in a
I think they have a chance.
You're talking about
I'm not-
Burrow, Stroud, Tua. They're going to run through all that.
Mahomes.
And they're definitely not going to win the division. It's going to be on the road.
The Bengals also.
Oh, I don't know if that's true. Why are they definitely not going to the division?
You want to do a nut punch bet? Right now, blind. They
Right
don't
now.
win.
No, I'm just
Right now.
that's a
Do it.
different thing. No, it's a different argument.
Do it.
You're saying they have no chance. I'm saying they
Do it.
have a chance.
Put his head up for a nut
Hey.
punch.
No, I'm not. 'Cause
Clemmer,
it's
Clemmer.
Everybody
it's a different
gets
discussion.
Clemmer.
You have the better odds.
Quiet on the
You
nut
have the
punch
better odds.
bet.
No, I'm saying it's a different
You
discussion.
have the better odds.
Everybody
He's
gets
speaking-
quiet.
he's-
No, I'm really-
No, I'm
I
not
respect
staying quiet.
that.
I'm
Everybody
yelling right
gets
back
quiet
at
on
you,
the nut punch.
motherfucker.
I respect
I'm
Everybody
yelling.
gets
You're
quiet.
Well, little
No, I'm
Stodnies
not.
are safe now.
No.
Little Peanuts are safe.
They're not little. Hey, B. You're saying a different thing. I'm saying they have a shot. I'm saying it's not improbable that you can get past the Bills or the Dolphins. That's
Or the
all I'm saying.
Patriots.
The fucking Patriots. Get the fuck out of here.
Surprise.
Get the fuck. Who's their quarterback?
Clemmer, the liar's
Find out
gone.
in like a month and a half.
The liar's gone. Haven't you watched the
Jacoby Brissett.
Dynasty?
Jacoby Brissett, right? I mean, even Dukes know the Patriots aren't going to win the division. I mean, the Patriots aren't going to win the division. That's just a fact.
Yeah, but I'm just as confident the Patriots won't win the division as I am that the Jets won't win the
Why?
division.
I mean, the Jets, I'm not saying they're going to win, but let's say they have a 15, 20% chance. It's there.
I don't even think it's that much.
What do you think it is, Phil?
Probably like 5.
Fucking hate
Like,
you
if you're looking
so
at it from
much.
a value perspective, the Patriots are the better bet.
I can't say it. I'm sorry.
It's plus 2,000, and the Jets are plus 290.
Yeah, so okay.
Oh, 290.
Rico,
That's-
Rico, right there. That's all I'm saying is they have a shot. That's all
I mean,
I'm saying.
I help.
Everyone has a shot.
Everybody.
No, but the Patriots
but-
don't. That Patriots are.
Now we're being like, yeah,
Game's a
even
game.
we're being a little
You
disrespectful.
guys are being.
If Rodgers is
Game's a
healthy, they
game.
absolutely have
Every
a
game's
shot.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
I'll say
They
this,
need-
Clemmer. If the Jets had Tyrod Taylor last year, they're probably a playoff team.
I think you
agree
might be
with that,
right.
too.
I think you might be.
But they missed the
so that's
playoffs by
proof-
like 2 games.
Right. So maybe they could win the division.
Of course, the Jets have a chance.
So win the. Oh, sorry. It's just a
But I don't
chance.
think they will. That's what I'm saying. And,
And
I'm
I- and
willing
I'm
to
saying-
put my nuts on the line.
And I will say, I think I would say you're probably right. I don't think they. If you put a gun in my head, are the Jets going to win a division? No.
You guys smell that?
You also lost Bryce Huff.
Smells like
All the people in that.
I was like, what, son?
smells like pussy.
Fuck you.
Rico, do a solitary
I'm being
confinement
fair.
bet.
I'm being honest.
Do a nut bet.
No, because I don't believe it.
It's so long from now.
He knows I'll tee off too.
I know you will.
But in that
Give him
division,
odds. If the Jets win, he
2 to
gets
1.
3 on you.
No, I don't like that. What?
The Patriots are.
I'm negotiating for you.
I know, but I don't want to get punched in the nuts. You don't want to see me get punched in the nuts.
Yeah, but I want to see also
exactly,
Rico maybe.
yeah.
But I want to see Rico maybe catch 3.
We'll figure something out.
I would feel so bad. Dude. I couldn't do that. I would feel so bad hitting someone like that.
We'll figure something out.
Well, it's a bet.
it's a tap.
I
It's not a
understand.
punch. It's a tap.
I don't like hitting.
But see, I'm petty. If he disrespected my team in that way, I would gladly punch him in the
The
nuts.
Giants are going to win the
They-
division.
I would outsource it.
I mean,
I wouldn't.
I'm not being shitty.
I think that, but the Jets have a better chance to win the division.
yes, yeah. So I'm being
I know.
level-headed.
The thing in that division, though, right? So the Patriots are at the bottom. The Jets, I feel like are just the same as last. Well, obviously Rodgers coming
I
back.
think
of
could be a
course.
lot better.
Could be a lot better. And then the
They lost
Bills-
Bryce Huff.
The Bills.
And
have-
he's a good player.
Bills have only lost people, right? Gabe Davis is gone.
Yep.
That contract is weird, by the way.
They,
Same with the Dolphins,
They
though.
released everybody.
Like the
else.
last
Jaguars are just picking up like mid guys,
Well, Ridley's still out there, right? So
Yeah,
but not for long.
Ridley, I would imagine he goes like.
where's he going to go?
Patriots. I'm not even
I
kidding.
think he might
They're,
go
they're,
back.
they're
No,
like
I thought he could make us come
Yeah.
back.
That makes them interesting.
they were
Maybe like the Commanders. Like there's, I mean, I'm just teams that have money that could use receiving talent. I mean,
This is the
Mariota
last year you put.
Commanders didn't have a bad day yesterday either.
No, they did.
Other than Mariota.
Austin Eckler's an awful football player.
He is, but they signed the center for the Cowboys.
He's just chiming in because he didn't like him on his fantasy football team.
No, I didn't have him in fantasy. First off, I still don't think he's good.
My friend Sally.
But also I saw some. He wasn't like great last year, but he also ran behind. Maybe it was neck and neck with the Giants.
That's
like the
cool. He
worst
has like
offensive line.
74 speed in Madden. He's J.D. McKissick, and he's just.
Dude,
There you go. There it is.
Oh,
so
Phil,
There it
that did
is.
not help your argument, buddy.
He's 74
He has
in Madden.
74 speed in Madden. Bad signing.
I mean,
J.D.
that's
McKissick
important.
also not a bad player.
Like, what are we talking about? What are we? We're having a real
Eckler is a
conversation.
good signing.
That
for
is
the
mad.
He's an
Washington-
awful player.
for the Washington Commanders.
A third down. He's going to be a
that's
third down
awful
running back.
Wow, a real
behind
game
Brian
changer.
Nobody's saying a game changer. You're saying it's a decent
helps the
signing.
team.
Yeah.
Well, also, hold on. They signed like 11 people, and he's talking about one. guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
the other
signed
guys
like
they
a,
signed are fine.
Talk about the center for the Cowboys they signed.
That's good.
or the
It's great.
or the guard from the Chiefs that
Yeah.
just won a Super Bowl.
I think they should let Mariota start and not take a quarterback at 2, honestly.
There's a dark-
so Jags are trying to resign him.
When the Patriots have cap money. I mean,
Calvin Ridley's
No,
also not good.
I know that from just.
what? Wait, hang on a second. What is that?
Calvin Ridley's not as good as you think he is. I would not pay him what teams want to pay him.
All right, sounds good. And
What's his speed in Madden, Phil?
No,
He doesn't have a good enough
speed's
speed.
low.
I, know,
Speed in
I
Madden.
just know from
The Giants are desperate. Would this be a guy we roll the dice on?
Why not?
I think we go. I think it's probably.
That's
I think they go
pretty-
use the
There's a-
draft.
there's
He's
a dark
unbelievable.
horse.
How about both?
I mean, listen, I'm not opposed to signing Calvin Ridley for the right number. I just I think Wendell's who you try to build around. We have a high draft.
That's another guy, by the way. Like, let's say the market turns on him and he's not going to get the money, but he still thinks he has the talent. He goes to Mahomes rehab.
Ooh.
Again, Ridley.
I think someone will. I think
Oh,
this
1 year,
someone will.
1
pay him.
year, and he'll be like, "I will make you
someone-
millions and millions of dollars
Christ.
off of
You know
1
who's
year."
Going to the Chiefs.
Someone
You know
will
who's going
pay
to the
him.
He
Chiefs?
should go to the
You
Chiefs.
know who it
He
is?
should go to the
Rico's
Chiefs.
right.
Guarantee it. And he's gonna
Mahomes should be running
Michael
like
Thomas.
almost like a Vic.
Yes.
Michael Thomas is. would
Michael
be like,
Thomas
oh.
should go there too.
No, that's like the.
They all
cheap
should
guy.
go. They all
Ridley-
should go. It
you
should be
know,
like a busload of fucking crack addicts just rolling in.
But
And
yeah,
being like,
yeah,
"Here,
but-
how are
yeah,
we
but-
gonna fix this?" And Mahomes is like,
I don't know if I use that
got
comp,
ya.
but
I got ya.
Ridley is going to get. You have to like no one. Like Ridley's going to make like
Ridley's a
$50
top
million a
free
year.
agent.
Yeah.
Did you
Ridley,
guys
Ridley's
watch-
going to get like $50 million. Like he's not.
He hates Calvin Ridley.
Yeah,
Did you guys watch the Jaguars' offense last year?
Yeah, well, that's because I still think Lawrence
Ridley's
is
fine.
not.
He got a lot of drops too.
Christian
but
Kirk
like-
was their number 1 receiver, and Evan Ingram was probably a better target than Calvin Ridley.
Oh, speaking of the Jaguars offense, you know who had the most sure hands in the NFL last year? A minimum 100 targets?
Yeah.
Does that account NFL?
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, look what happens when Daniel Jones is in your quarterback.
NFL
Great
rums.
things.
I've never seen a guy who hates his team so much.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's why he's the
Like,
worst. He's legitimately
believe
like the
in your
worst.
team a little
He doesn't want the Giants to win.
Oh.
He's like Frank. He wants everyone. He wants them to lose so he can something to complain
I
about.
just have one. Dukes brought up Darnell Mooney. Liam Blutman said his draft comp for him when he was picked, Antonio Brown.
Okay.
Just a fun fact.
Shout out Blood.
Dragging Blutman through the mud.
No, I like Blutman.
And we can tell.
Blutman?
Good guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got to specify.
I think the Chiefs are going to get Hollywood Brown.
You thought he said Blattman?
I just
Hollywood Brown on the Chiefs, I think, is just scary
Like Blutman.
as well.
That would be that. See, that to me makes sense.
They're into it,
Very makes sense.
and I think
Very
it's
much.
going to happen, and that's a scary guy on that team.
Because he's the guy who I think is in a weird spot where I think his value is not up to like the kind of player he is. When he's healthy, he would be like perfect. He goes have a big year there and get.
And he could just be used as
monster
he could just be
GM
used as their MVS, just a
Yes.
deep threat.
But see,
Go
but he's way better than him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
yeah. No,
Like I think if he's healthy, he could go to the Chiefs and like light it up.
Especially with Rice on the other side.
They are
That's what I'm
interested in
saying.
him. It's
Now you're talking about like a
yeah.
real
now they're
receiving
two.
core.
Like that's crazy.
I just don't know if they have the money for it because they
No,
just
they-
had to shell
they-
out.
they're
They just had to
like-
shell out so much for Chris Jones. If they listen, if they can make it work, I think that's a home run for them. It's just money just gets when you have like so many high paid guys, it gets.
To Rigo's point, these wide receivers should take like a Chiefs discount, if you will.
But it-
Like,
one
all
of
right, I can prove my
but-
standing for net, and now I can leverage this, and I can go.
look
get
at
It's totally fair. I just
Juju
think
Smith. There
I
you
did-
go.
Yeah.
Well, the Patriots
Right.
paid him for no
No.
reason, and he went to
I
win a Super
like
Bowl.
I say a lot of like I float a lot of things and joke. I'm saying it in jest, like the Mahomes rehab, but like that shit is
No, it's-
real.
No, a Chiefs discount
shit is
should be
real.
a thing.
for sure for the right guy. I just think the way the market is, like Hollywood, they're going to say, "Oh, well, we can do like 1 year, like $7 million," but then all of a sudden, when the Patriots or whoever come and say we'll give you like 3 years, like $50 million.
Your agent's telling you you
He's
got
gonna be like, you got to take.
Oh,
this
agreed,
money,
agreed,
like-
agreed. Totally
Guys,
agree.
I have semi.
I said if the market turns on him and there were no suitors, yeah.
I have semi-breaking news for baseball.
Okay.
The Yankees, while awaiting news on Garrett Cole, have re-engaged with the White Sox and made a new proposal for ace Dylan Cease. But the new offer once again did not include Spencer Jones, per Bob Nightingale.
And still no Blake Snell news, huh, Marty?
Details are taking a little longer. Let's stay on football for a moment.
Is this year? Hold on. My last thing on that Super Bowl list. Is this year the last year you automatically put the Bills in?
What?
I don't know.
In terms of teams that can win the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
Because I think after a while, then I'll be like, all right, you know what? It'd be nice if you won it, but if they do it, it's going to shock me. I'm crossing you off.
As long as Josh Allen's that good, I don't
think
know if
Josh
I would
Allen,
rule him out.
I think you have to.
Yeah, the window is still open for sure.
Yeah, but it's been a while.
Oh, it's been
Also,
it's been
breaking
never.
news: Darnell
Yeah,
Mooney
yeah.
to the Falcons.
And we don't know what teams are going to get
Yeah, like
quarterbacks
third or
in the AFC in the draft this year, too.
With the Falcons signing Kirk Cousins and the Steelers getting Russell Wilson, where does that leave Justin Fields?
Well, that's what I want to talk about.
Great
Because
question.
can you pull up Kyle Long's video real fast?
Should we just roll the dice on him?
Who?
Wow. See, like if Mooney is getting 3 years, $39 million, like
I
Hollywood
agree.
Brown
Yes.
and Ridley's going to get like significant money.
All I'm saying is if they have no other options.
Pull up Kyle Long's video because he actually explained what the Bears should do well. It's like, because the Bears, I think, fucked up. I think they could have traded Fields earlier for something. I think the later they're waiting to see how Caleb Williams is fucking
I
at
agree.
throwing at his pro day, which you've seen him for fucking 4 years, but listen to him.
Give me a minute.
Are you not a Kyle Long guy?
No, I'm not. Yeah, it's going to look bad, I guess. I was going to go.
Oh, you can go.
Go ahead.
Fine.
Play the clip. Roll
I
it.
thought you said give you. I thought I was doing a bit.
Well, it's obvious things are not what they seem. If you're a Chicago Bears fan, and a lot of you thought Justin Fields was worth X, and now we've seen that Justin Fields is obviously in the minds of the National Football League worth Y. So this is why I'm saying you retain Justin Fields, you keep him. You also draft Caleb Williams. You get 2 quarterbacks for cheap. At some point during the season, somebody's going to come knocking on Ryan Pohl's door because they will have an injury in their own building. They will need a quarterback that's ready, an explosive, dynamic option, and that's Justin Fields. He's going to be healthy. He's going to be on the shelf. And that is the easiest way to get Y plus 5. If Y is his value league-wide, you're going to get Y plus 5 in the middle of the season if you retain him on the roster. I still think you go Caleb Williams. I think this is your best bet with the limited options for destinations
agree
for
or
Justin
no?
Fields.
Yeah, it makes sense.
At
That's
this
the
point, I
best
agree.
point. It's the best situation at this point.
But shouldn't they have just done this? I don't know.
Should have done it earlier, but I think they fucked up.
It's like
now.
musical chairs, and there's not many chairs that are left
Is
there.
that what team would would you even link him to? The Raiders?
Well,
At this point,
injury
not even
dependent.
the Raiders anymore. I would say.
Oh,
like,
the Raiders? No, not at all.
I would say like the Vikings, the Broncos,
Vikings,
maybe
Maybe
like
the Patriots?
Sounds like the Vikings.
Patriots, maybe like the Titans, maybe.
The Vikings
like-
just want to go with Darnold and have their season. Like I don't think like they,
It's a one-year
Maybe,
deal,
maybe the
Oh,
Commanders.
yeah.
But even then, they're going to draft
Even
somebody.
though- yeah.
Like,
Draft like it just they fucked up. I think they waited too long. I think that.
Or maybe there was just no interest.
Oh, I think there was interest
No.
in it.
I think there was.
I think there was too, but
Yeah.
we have to.
Well,
at
it
least
started at
consider that.
a first round pick, then it went to a second round pick, and now it's like we're not even sure if we can get rid of this guy.
but I don't think that's because even Schefter had said like a week or two ago that he thought it'd be like a 6th and like another, or excuse me, a 2nd and like maybe a later pick. Maybe they're not getting that. But I agree. I mean, he makes a good point because it does happen every year where like one quarterback go down and all of a sudden you're like, fuck, we don't want to just like punt the season in August. And then maybe you think like Fields, maybe someone, because like all it takes is one team to really believe, and that's all you need.
Well, think about
I
the
do
Browns-
think
think
one
about
like
the
will
Browns
come up.
last year. If the Browns had a chance to get Justin Fields instead of Joe
Exactly, like that's
They're
and
gonna
that's
get
what he's
him.
saying. And
They
I-
wouldn't have. Would they have traded like big draft picks though? Like
The longer it goes,
Some people
would
maybe
you roll the
they're
dice
a little
with these?
they
desperate.
didn't have any to trade because they traded them all for Deshaun.
Look.
Would you roll the dice?
Golden Tate was being traded for like a second or
I
third
would.
round pick mid-season. Like you're gonna trade what you need to get a Justin Fields if he goes down.
would.
I
Like
wouldn't because you have to pay him.
Like, if put it this way, if Jalen Hurts goes down in Week 8 and the Eagles look like a Super Bowl contender, I would not mind trading a third-round pick for Justin Fields.
The Giants are not in a position to do it. That's all I'm saying. Like I think we need to not get a guy and then have to pay him a shit ton next year already.
Well, you'd have this year and next year to decide. Because basically after this next season, you'd have to decide if you want to pick up his 5th-year option or not. But even if you don't pick up his option, you technically would have control of him, like under contract for cheap this year and next year.
What teams would you say?
I just said like probably the Broncos, Vikings,
Giants
like
should take a look at
Titans,
him.
Patriots.
I could sell myself on him at the Giants, 100%.
I just don't think.
What do you do with
it
Daniel
just doesn't
Jones?
make sense.
He's walking.
After this
end of the
next year,
year
he's going to be
anyway.
gone. Unless he does something miraculous.
What
Next
do you
year,
do
which I
right
don't
now?
see.
Let's say you trade for Daniel Jones right now. Excuse me, Justin Fields right now. What do you do with Daniel Jones right now?
It just wouldn't make sense for
What
the
if
Giants.
Daniel
to do
Jones played well next year?
I can't wait for
it. It'd
Daniel
be the
Jones.
worst thing to happen to us.
Yeah, I can't wait for Daniel Jones to play good and not turn the ball over
Yeah.
like he did 2 years ago.
I
and you
disagree.
guys-
I don't think that'd be enough to keep him. Like I think he'd have to.
I
I don't know,
Lights
man.
out.
He'd have to play like insane next
The
year.
money's.
He
already
ran for like
gone
800
Daniel
yards
Jones.
that year, didn't
Make him
he?
a fucking backup. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
You make him a fucking backup.
Good quarterback.
The money's already.
But
gone
it's
with
he's
Daniel Jones. Like,
injury
he
prone
becomes
as
a backup.
fuck.
Of
The
course.
guy hurt his neck and tore his ACL. Like he's
Also,
been hurt like 3 years.
It's football, Ev.
Bad
Football.
line.
Fields gives you a
Bad
chance
line.
to try and
Bad-
win now.
In my opinion, Fields make the Giants better. Now,
I think so too, but I don't think
it fixes any.
I don't think it
problem.
fixes like a lot of the problems. I just think I love Fields obviously, but I just don't think we're in a position where it would like make sense for the Giants.
better offensive line. He can
Justin Fields had
scramble. I don't
better
know, man.
receivers.
We
Like,
have so much
on the
money, but
band.
we have so much money. Like even if it's just for this year, I think we need like a fresh start. Like we need like this. We need to like just eat Jones for this year. Like, and then we have like I said, all these pieces we're like trying to build around for the franchise on the offensive defensive line. And you get the guy next year that you hope is like your next guy.
This guy just said this literally at the top of my timeline, like no bullshit. Pete Fiuk, who runs College Football News, he's a good follow. I get it. There's trade value now. The Vikings will sign Sam Darnold. Remember Sam Darnold for $10 million to back up whatever QB they draft. The Raiders will pay Gardner Minshew $15 million to compete for a gig. Justin Fields will make $1.2 million this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would make the trade for if I was the Giants. I'd make the trade for Fields.
For you're gonna give up a second round.
I just don't. I just want to get up the
For a
cap.
guy that we
got him for
don't know
2
about?
years. You got him for 2 years.
We could also draft a guy for 5 and have him for 5.
but in fairness though, Fields is like a competent
You
and
don't though.
Put
I
your
feel
yes,
he
with
is.
the defense
I
that we
guess
have
don't
now.
know, like-
Sign a couple of wide receivers. Go get somewhere and
Why
running
would
back.
you have a guy for 5 years that has a higher ceiling than Fields?
Because nothing is guaranteed with quarterbacks in the draft. Give me.
There's nothing guaranteed with Fields. Who we've seen 3 years.
more is guaranteed with Fields, I guess.
The Bears have had. He's had a better.
Good or for bad?
I don't think. I'm taking my Fields hat off. Like it's not.
I just look
guy
at the
where it's,
NFC is
like,
weak.
worth
If you
my
want to compete for a
second-round
while, like you compete now,
Yeah.
Fields puts you in that position, especially with that defense.
How do you not? But we don't know if a guy can in the draft can as well.
Did you think? Do you think Bryce Young was any good?
I think Bryce Young was on the worst football team of all time.
I'm not.
I think that's so unfair. I think if you put Stroud on the Panthers, I think they get maybe 5 wins. Like I don't think there's. I think the Stroud got into a better situation. He's better than him.
Regardless of what happens, like if he's on a bad team, that could fuck you up too. Look at how many guys the Jets have run. Not a shot at you. But
No. It's
the Jets have put guys out there, and it's like you run for your life. You banged up, like. Then you never know. They're just out of the league. You know what I mean? Or like they write that guy off. It's like
Yeah, I just think that there's no reason to trade a lot of our good draft picks for a guy that we also don't really know about.
I don't think you're trading. I don't think. I think the worse, the longer it goes, the more the Bears have to trade him as well.
But I think they could do what like Kyle Long was suggesting. I think they.
What exactly was he suggesting?
Just basically that they retain him and his value will go up for like basically you keep him, you still draft Williams, and he's either like the backup and you hope that basically either not hope for injuries, but basically it's the NFL, like another team's quarterback's
Trade him
going to go
mid-season.
down,
Yeah.
something's going to happen, and then his value will
Well, we're
spike
not
back
talking
up.
I don't
about-
hate
and
that
you'll
because
trade him.
that's what the thing I was saying about Daniel Jones, and it's a little different, whatever. But Justin Fields is going to get $1.2 million from you for the Bears this year. If he was on, if let's say you didn't want to trade him, whether he played or didn't play, you're gonna give him $1.2 million. That's not a lot of money.
No.
Yeah, retain him a little bit. Like it's again not that
But
much money.
the
Hold him
one
and
thing
see
we're not
what's going to
talking
happen.
about is what like it is Caleb Williams going into the locker room now. Like that is a thing that
Yeah,
people
no, it
don't
is.
talk
Yeah.
about. Is that the
Who runs that locker room?
Well,
You
you
know,
tell
but,
him. I mean,
but my point on that is
Well, then
if
you
Caleb
make-
Williams is the guy,
you make a
he
decision.
would be the
and that's
guy.
it. Yeah, and Fields has to live with
How
that.
does Fields deal with that though?
He
He's-
lives
he's
with
not-
it because that's
he's
what
a grown-
it is.
he's
What
a
it
grown
is.
man. He's gonna have to
Yeah,
deal
it
with that.
sucks.
I know, but
Not
we
all
say that, but it doesn't always work that
not
way.
all grown men.
No, but
They all are
but-
very ego-driven people. That's why locker rooms get fucked up. That's why they don't bring in some like veterans to some locker rooms because it scares their younger guys and they get all in their heads. Like that's just a thing that people have said.
To me, I'm just saying
that though. You think like guys who've been here for a long time can intimidate new people?
Yeah, like if
I never said. Yeah, I don't remember that at all. Rico, do you? No.
No.
No. Okay.
I just think if Caleb Williams is like really like that, if he's really that guy, like
we're
everyone
also
thinks
talking about how he is mentally like a little like he cries after a game.
But that's all. But that's all like true, like outside speculation. None of us really know what he's like inside the locker room. We'd be lying to ourselves if we did.
We don't, but we have to take both into account, like about how he could be very solid mentally, or he does have that side of him.
But
That's
I guess the way I see it, it's just like if he was really like that guy and the type of guy that's gonna be like a franchise quarterback, he's not worried about Justin Fields being there. And if he is, to me, he's not the guy.
Agree.
That's something you're like legitimately is like fucking up your development or like you like taking over that locker room. If you're like really that guy, you're gonna walk in there, drop your dick on the table respectfully and like take over the locker room. You're going to win their respect. They're going to see how good you are on the field. You're a leader. And even guys like DJ Moore, because I think there's a lot of guys in the locker room who have been outspoken. They like Fields. And I think Fields is like probably a good teammate, a good guy. He works hard. He's tough. He's played through injury, stuff like that. But if they go in there and see Caleb Williams, that can change things really fast. I made the reference a few years ago or a while ago about DeAndre Hopkins did it with Tom Savage, which is funny in hindsight because he's such like a cast off. But the second shot, he said that, and then Watson came in, and it changed like that. Oh, we have like real guy. Boom, now he's a quarterback.
Has there ever been
I believe in him, and that's it.
Jalen Johnson,
number one pick that has had like competition. Like
one overall.
That's a good question.
But I don't think it'll be true competition.
I mean,
Like Williams is you drafted number one for a
it's
reason.
a young guy who people are still like saying that has the potential to be a franchise quarterback. Like that is a theory out there. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, has there been a number one pick that
one that has?
I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a little. Like I don't.
I'm thinking in my head like historically. I'm sure I'm forgetting one, but
I just don't like.
I'm even going back to the 90s.
Not like a
Manning. He was the guy, and this is back in
Right
the
away.
90s.
Probably not another like young quarterback.
I'm going to go back to like the 90s. Who was a 1-1?
McNabb got drafted 2 and was behind Doug Peterson, but that was the mentor situation. That wasn't.
Eli was behind, but he wasn't.
Kurt Warner.
He was behind Warner.
Philly had a guy play quarterback.
Kurt Warner was
named
playing
Doug
good, and they
Peterson,
just, like,
another
moved
guy
him
named
out.
Doug Peterson coached the team.
Wild, isn't it?
Fucking nuts.
But number one is just like I don't know. It's usually you're picking a guy number one. It's like that guy's our guy no matter what.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think he will be.
Yeah. Otherwise, why are you drafting him?
Well, no, you might draft a guy and like, all right, we're gonna like kind of like the Mahomes thing. We're gonna let this guy kind of.
Yeah, but Mahomes was drafted in the 20s.
I agree. But
He was 11, but
It's like
they
10 or
traded
like
they
10 or
traded
12,
up for
like
him
12.
too. Like
in that same
Yeah,
mentality.
yeah,
That's all
yeah,
I'm saying. That's,
Yeah. No, I get that, but I think it's just way too much of a prized financial situation
Right.
where you can't be
Also
fucking
PR,
around.
like, you know,
Yeah.
hey, this-
Caleb Williams goes to the like if it was like a Bryce Young situation this year, right? Where like Bryce Young, number one pick, just didn't
probably
look
should have
great,
sat a year.
but had a guy in the back where it's like, well, we could just have Justin Fields right now, and I think like if he starts off slow, Caleb Williams, that will fuck with him.
Yeah, because now because everyone's
Why
in
don't you
trouble.
put
Like, why don't we play
Justin
Fields? Why don't we play
Yes.
that? We'll
And
absolutely
I think
fuck with
that's where people, and that's obviously a hypothetical. He could come out and beat the shit out of everybody, but.
But it's a lot easier when you have Tyrod Taylor behind you or someone like that
Yes,
than
like,
Justin Fields.
we're using this guy. Like they had Andy Dalton last year for Bryce Young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's
uh,
bad.
That's not real
who the fuck
competition.
that's happening. Yeah, like it's like we're keeping our guy in right now. I just think it might fuck up the room a little bit, but I don't know.
Before you guys finish, I just wanted to call this out. Did you guys see any hate that Chris Greer was getting yesterday? The Dolphins GM, because they lost like Wilkins and stuff.
But I didn't like fully understand
I
it.
think they lost like Wilkins. They lost like a left tackle.
Ginkle.
Yeah, but I think one of the funniest things to come out of this is Mike Greer, our data guy. Just Frank's like fire Greer.
Old Greersy catching strays.
Oh, he's such an animal.
Greer's the
Oh
best.
man.
Our Greer is the best.
Nothing really crazy last night. I will say this. I think James Madison's going to be the sexiest 12 in the history of fucking the tournament. They are good.
Yeah.
The kid who went off, Brown, I think.
Xavier Brown.
Xavier Brown isn't even like their main guy. They got a lot of guys who can play.
That was of that's
really
the little on the board there. Like he averages 6 points a game at like 21 points.
He just
in,
went
like,
off. Yeah, I mean,
like
they
2
didn't
seconds.
miss. They didn't miss. You know, it was a tough loss, but they didn't miss. They got right off the bus and just smacked them. So
Somehow they're not going to play like a Power 5 team either. They'll play
for sure.
Play
they'll
St.
play
Mary's.
no, they'll play the best.
You're gonna play St. Mary's.
Get
Yeah,
Mountain
they'll play
West.
the
St. Mary's.
They'll play the best non-Power 5
They'll
team.
play St.
St. Mary's. They'll even both.
Mountain
play-
West.
Notice what they did
No,
last
I
year.
know.
They put Charleston against San Diego State. They
Rico,
know
who
what
they
they're
gonna
doing.
Dayton will be like Dayton's like a
St.
6 right now.
How about I pulled that off the top of my head, though, knowing the 5?
Rico, Dayton's like a 6 right now. I guarantee if St. Mary's doesn't win the WCC, Dayton will somehow
Fly into a 5.
fly to a 5 just to play James Madison.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird because I still don't consider them a Power 5, but I know they are a Power 5. I could see them playing BYU, too. Because that's like,
so
you get what I'm
disrespectful.
saying?
So disrespectful, but I understand
Yeah.
what you're saying.
They're not Power. Like,
get
all right,
it.
when I,
Yeah,
the
close
Big-
your eyes
they're
and
the
I
Big
say
12.
I say BYU. What
get it.
conference are they
I
in?
get it.
Big 12.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I agree with what you're saying, Rico. It's just like so disrespectful to be
He
like,
closed
oh,
his eyes and did it.
you performed
Big 12.
you performed above average in the best conference in college basketball,
agreed.
and I think of you in the WCC
I do think it should
losing the
WCC.
semifinals
Yeah,
last night to
exactly.
Gonzaga.
Every year. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
WCC is such a joke. It seriously still
That
is.
bracket
Like
is
you just
banana.
play one game, you're in the championship. That's
Yeah.
such.
Well, no, I don't hate that.
Yeah, it's the way it should
The
be.
thing that I
it
laughed
should
at
be like
was-
that.
Yeah, 100. Dude,
One game you
yeah,
played?
Yeah, because Marty, you're thinking of it like as just like, oh, St. Mary's and Gonzaga, which I get, but these teams like Eastern Washington in the Big Sky, like they win the regular season conference, and how are they rewarded for that? Losing, like I know,
They
like
lost in the quarters.
lost in the quarters. Like
But
you should be rewarded because these teams are one big.
I don't
leagues.
hate them giving a bye into the semis.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. I think that everyone should still have that chance to like. That's just that's what every sport is. Like you get in the NFL, you get one bye.
Yeah, but everyone has that
but
chance.
it would be the equivalent in the NFL would be like if you like played the whole year, and then the like division in your division you just get to like all of a sudden like the NFC East, like Eagles say Cowboys went
Yes.
first all year.
Yes.
Now they just they beat the shit of the Giants twice. Giants were bad. Now the Giants get a chance to just like go to the playoffs instead of
Yeah, but it's
off
just, I
one
guess
game.
It's
Yes.
a small school.
It basically means the regular season in with mid majors means
Zero.
like literally zero besides seeding.
Like you should be
That's just
rewarded.
kinda what-
And that's what makes
And
it,
I've seen this
that's what
too
makes
thing-
it fun, but it does
Yeah.
make it
I've seen
unfair.
this too.
The team
If-
that wins like the regular,
Yeah.
I
like
don't
the
think they
regular
should
season.
change it to any.
If they
should
do
not
make them
change
play in the quarters, I've seen this. They play the 1 and 2 seed play on Monday night, and then the 3 and 4s in the quarters play Tuesday night, and then the semis are Wednesday. So the 1 and 2s potentially get an extra day of rest. Now that blew up on the Big Sky because the 8 and fucking 10 won.
Yeah.
So they got the
I
extra
just think
rest.
that the WCC shouldn't do it. Then my mistake. Then they should have it longer. The other teams should have like because Gonzaga can still get in if they lost in the first round or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Makes sense.
The other teams can't.
Makes sense. I like Davidson for you non-New Yorkers today. I think that tipped a little while ago. I like
12-9.
Yeah, it's 12-9. I have 4.
I like Montana first half -3. I like Montana -6.5 out in the Big Sky. I like Notre Dame -1. I think Shrewsbury gets that done. And I like UCF. Dawkins, tough year, but he's probably fighting way more than Oklahoma State. I think Boynton gets fired. I like Oklahoma State -4. I'm sorry. I like UCF -4. Marty.
UCF -4.5. I like Notre Dame -1.5 as well. They've been playing better in the last couple games. Cincy -9.5. West Virginia's fucking dog shit.
Yeah, the carousel's gonna be nuts this year. West Virginia's gonna open too.
I'm going Louisville +9.5 against NC State. I'm going fuck Miami. I'm never betting them again. Boston College +2.5. I'm actually going to go St. Mary's +3.5 against Gonzaga. That's it.
Ev.
I'm actually going to take Oklahoma State +4.5. I saw some basically like dogs in the Big 12 tournament are like insane.
Yep.
In the first round, I saw it was like 35-16 in their last like whatever it's 51 or whatever. So I'm taking Oklahoma State +4.5. I'm taking the over Notre Dame Georgia Tech. Oh, it's over 130. I'm taking Cincy as well. I think West Virginia is just. I think they've just like quit.
Clemmer.
Yeah, I'm on the Rockets -4 tonight. Rockets have won the last 2. Spurs are playing off a back-to-back, home back-to-back, but still.
Phil, give me the line.
On what, the Rockets?
Yeah, you from Houston, hon? Give it to us.
I don't have it.
Forget it. Smitty.
I
I gave him a pickup line the other day. Couldn't say it.
UCF, Oklahoma State under 136.5. Also, no overs in NHL last night, which means Blue Jackets, Canadians over 6.5. Panthers, Stars over 6.5.
No overs in the NHL last night?
There were only 4 games, but yes. No overs.
Plumber, you know Alperin Şengün's out tonight?
Okay, you know who's number 1 in this room right now for the month in Pick Central? Me, baby, me.
I was just giving you an injury report. I didn't know
Well,
if you knew.
Clemmer's record is 1-0.
He's given
1-0,
I
baby.
hope Alper and Shingun.
I was
recovers well.
I was away for a while. I had a week away.
You
I-
were?
I have LaSalle -2.5. I'm on Fordham right now. Vermont -14.5 against New Hampshire. Then Rhode Island +2.5.
Go against New
It's a
Hampshire.
great time of year, man. It's a great time of year.
This is the best day. This is like low key the funniest day because it's
Yes.
just all.
Random ass.
You like
day
think that
games.
you're like oh I'm getting all revved up for
It's so
conference
bad.
championship week and then it's just like
It's
And
so
you're watching it on USA. It's
yeah.
just the best.
Even
NBC
fucking, like,
Sports is like gone.
Notre Dame fucking.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Crazy.
I was like telling someone I was like yeah like Tuesday like really revs up and then you check the schedule you're like oh my god this is disgusting.
Tomorrow really is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think those smaller conferences that just got decided, I know they like to do it over the weekend, but they should have had day games today. Through like their finals should all be today and tomorrow, and we should scatter them. But it is what it is. All right, that's Pick Central. We'll catch you tomorrow.